Two things that I would say a majority of men in the world do incorrectly with regards to women is over communicating and giving unnecessary compliments. And since we talk about this so much about, hey guys, stop over communicating. Women always want, tell you to communicate, tell her your feelings, but it's a bad idea. We always say that. And so I want to show you with a conversation that I had with a girl online, and just an online dating conversation, and just show you these type of dynamics and break down these same skills that we talk about. And I want to show you that it actually works, that what we say, although you can go, if you're living in the blue pill matrix, you go, yeah, you're just saying that, you're just bitter, whatever. It's like, no, it's just speaking truth. So we're going to try to cover those two avenues by showing this little example. So let's start here with this girl. Her name is Andrea, and she is the yellow. So this was on Bumble. She started out by messaging me, hey. I thought that this would be a decent one to show because even though you might not ever online date, but in a conversation that you have with a woman, you might see something very similar to this, where she just says something like, hey, or hi, or what's up. She starts out really short. So you can just kind of pick up, like, this is a text conversation. Boom. Girl says something like that to you. So she's starting out with very little. And a lot of times women do this. They're trained this way because so many simps put in so much work, so much effort to communicate with women that most girls just kind of go around going, all right, I'm just going to say a little bit, hey, hi, and then basically that's all I have to do, and then he'll flood my inbox and he'll send me a bunch of paragraphs and blah, blah, blah. Most women are used to men doing all the work because simps allow women to not have to do any of the work. So it's a problem on both ends. Simps allow this to happen, so it's perpetuated. So women do it because it's, normal to them. So it makes sense. So she says, hey, and this is where I talk about mirror texting. And I'm going to link a free chapter to my Principle 2, Mirror Texting. You can read this. It's a really great, easy way to understand communication with women through messaging, through texting, online dating, social media. Just anytime when you're actually digitally communicating with women, mirror texting is an excellent way to figure out how to kind of navigate in each individual relationship you have with women, because every woman is different. As a general rule, you look at the mirror, right? You look at what she's giving you, and you as the man want to do less in different categories. In each way, you want to do less than she is doing. In the amount of words she's sending you, you want to have less emotion involved. You want to do less. You want to take longer to reply than she replies to you. And a lot of guys that are living in the blue pill, or women that don't really think about this, they go, oh, that's rude, you're playing games with her. It's like, no, just think about it logically. Anywhere you go, women love to talk. They're always talking. Everybody knows this. Women won't stop talking when they're around other women. That's not the same with men. So just take a realism pill itself and understand that biology-wise, women are more social than us men. So this is more natural, and this is why women become more naturally attracted to the strong, silent type. The guys that aren't revealing their feelings, over communicating, those guys are looked at as feminine, like is one of the girlfriends, because they're used to chatting and gossiping with their girls all the time. So understand why you do it. It makes sense, and no one can argue with that women talk way more than men. So as a man, you always want to do less, or else she'll look at you as feminine. So she says, hey, well, how do I do less than that? I send a little Giphy or whatever on Bumble. It's like, or a GIF you can send. It's like an animated little fox that pops up and just waves. So it's saying hi, right? So I'm actually getting away with saying less words than she is. And I know that sometimes it sounds super silly, but a lot of guys know, right? With online dating, a lot of guys literally just say, well, it's impossible unless you are the top of the top crop. And it's that's not entirely true. It's very true that the top guys, the total just stud men, or the top dogs financially, the top guys with the muscles, all that, they can get away with saying that a lot of times they don't have to play by these rules. But if you take it from me, you guys see me, you know what I look like. I am not in the top echelon of looks. I'm not the most attractive guy on the planet, for sure. I'm definitely not the highest finances guy on the planet, for sure. I definitely don't have the biggest muscles on the planet, for sure. So I am more of in the average category on that arena. So if that's the case, all of these things that I'm talking about that sound silly are just extra true. You have to be spot on with this. So is it impossible? No, it's definitely harder. But yeah, the guys that are just like total never had a problem with women, they have it a lot easier. But a lot of those guys too, they even find it's hard on online dating because they make too many mistakes. It's just that, the less of the top of the food chain you are, the less mistakes you can make. So I send the little Giphy Fox thing. She comes back now with the little mermaid Giphy back, waving back to me. And then she says, "You have a great smile." Okay, right here. Quiz time. How would you reply to something like this? What would be something that maybe you would go through your head of, okay, so she says, hey, you send a little Giphy. She sends it back and says, "You have a great smile," with a smiley face. And, you're thinking, okay, mirror texting. So a lot of times in this scenario, and again, you can say what you would do right now below, but a lot of times a guy fall into this, oh, she complimented me. Oh, mirror texting, right? I'm mirroring what she does. So I should compliment her back. So a lot of times, not only do guys over compliment women, they say it out of nowhere. Hey, beautiful. Hey, you're so beautiful. Oh, God, you're gorgeous. A lot of times guys come out of nowhere firing that away. But on a different level, it's almost automatic for any man, if a woman compliments him, to compliment her right back. It's like almost an automatic. So we got to think about that too. It's like your automatic habit might have been to think of, oh yeah, compliment her back, something like that. But again, you just kind of got to retrain yourself. Anyway, here's how I replied. Now look at the first part of this, because I'm sort of mirror texting, but at the same time, I'm sort of breaking mirror texting. So it's an exception to the rule that I had to explain to you guys. So the first part of this is I reply back, basically mirroring her sentence structure, but I say +2 points for being sweet, smiley face. So if you look at it, it looks very similar to how she replied. That's kind of the mirroring technique I'm talking about. I sent it just like she sent it, but even think of hypergamy that we always talk about. Her hypergamy inside of her, it's something that women just a lot of times don't understand this goes on in them, but if they would understand it, it would just explain a lot of what goes on in their life. But a guy says, hey, you're beautiful. Oh man, you're so gorgeous, blah, blah, blah. He's over committing with his compliments. She then goes, okay, I have this guy. And remember, her hypergamy is always going to be running to try to lock down the highest status man that she can get to commit to her, right? That's always going to be running. So as soon as a guy says, hey, you're so beautiful, all that, and he overcommits, she starts to already go, oh, dang, okay, I think I already got this guy. Now I better keep looking because I think I can do better if I already know I have this guy. Again, women will, maybe people will argue with this, but if you stop and think about it, it makes a lot of sense. And so that stuff happens all the time. And a lot of guys shoot themselves in the foot just by starting out early on with women by over-complimenting. So I try to very rarely ever do that. I come back with +2 points for being sweet. So one, it's not a compliment, but it's thanking her for the compliment. Now, the reason why this is important too is if you think about like psychology, well, right now, a lot of women, they have been told by female dating strategists, they've been told by dating books that men love women that are like really rude to them. Like a lot of girls, and again, I know this because a lot of girls will like talk to me about it. They're like, hey, Adam, so what do you think? Yeah, this mindset, right? Guys love a girl that like puts them in their place. Like, they think that that's what guys like, because what happens is when they rule men around, like the simps, it's like those guys are just like, oh, cool. They go along with it. So a lot of times girls think that that is what men like. So what I'm doing here, plus 2 points for being sweet, it's like, I don't like that at all. I think that's disrespectful, and I get turned off when a girl's, try to put a man in his place just because they think like, yeah, that's right. He likes when, I order him around. I personally am grossed out by that. I don't spend time with women like that. So right here, plus 2 points for being sweet. I'm putting this in her mind. I like when you're sweet. Don't be one of those girls that, tries to be all blah, blah, blah. I'm rewarding her for being sweet, because that's going to make me actually want to hang out with this girl if she's sweet. If she's like all like, blah, 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 do everything for me, I know myself, I will just not text her back. I won't want to hang out with her. So I'm giving her the roadmap. Hey, I like when you're sweet. Okay, now, the second part of this is where I broke mirror texting in the sense that I replied longer than she did. And again, the reason I did that, she started out messaging me with an opener. She also just gave me this compliment kind of out of nowhere. So I was throwing her a little bit of bone. I wasn't just going to say plus 2 points for being sweet and then not text her back. So now I come back with, tell me a secret, Andrea. Okay, so I don't have to compliment her back. That's where it's like, you guys, you don't have to compliment her back, because women will pick up on all the way you kind of message her, and she'll be like, okay, this guy's into me, or he wouldn't be talking to me. So that's why a lot of guys are like, well, I got to let her know how I feel. It's like, she knows how you feel. Everything I'm breaking down here on this is like, maybe women don't have the same experience with all of this or understanding how to break this all down, but their mind thinks a lot in the ways that I'm breaking these things down. So they think about a lot of this stuff just kind of naturally, about intersexual dynamics, just watching people. They look at body language, voice tonality. So they look at this stuff on text and all that stuff. I'm just kind of giving the roadmap for guys, because I don't think this is natural for us guys to think about all this stuff. We have to kind of learn it. So I said, tell me a secret, Andrea. And then she replies, I've always wanted to go skydiving. Okay, and then I reply the day after. So notice this, May 13th, May 14th. So I reply the day after, and I say, are you going to take me with? Now, again, that little thing I did right there, that's an example of why I don't have to compliment women. If you can stop complimenting women, but it's like, so like, think about this. Instead of me complimenting her for her looks, I said, tell me a secret, Andrea. It's like, I want to know more about her. I want to see if she's fun. I want to see if she's engaging. I would rather figure out her personality. Yeah, I know what she looks like. I see her pictures. Cool. No big deal. That's why I swiped right on her. So that, again, that's the idea, is like, I want to find out more about if she's going to be fun to hang out with. Looks, whatever. That's a dime a dozen. No big deal. So I don't have to compliment her looks. I don't have to compliment her. When I say something like this, are you going to take me with? That in itself is like, oh, he likes me, or he's interested in me. That is so much better, guys, this whole idea of complimenting, than being like, oh, girl, you're so fine. Oh, girl, you're so sexy. Like, that type of blunt, direct compliment, although some guys will be like, yeah, no, that works because it shows confidence. It's like, no, it will work with the highest status men, because it shows you have balls, that you're not filtering out what to say. You just come up and be like, yeah, you look good. See, that's like different. But as far as like complimenting, like in messaging, it's like, so guys take that same idea and they think, yeah, me telling her, hey, yeah, I think you're so sexy. Oh yeah. They think that comes across as confident, when in reality, saying something like, are you going to take me with? That comes across as she goes, oh, okay, I know. All right. I see what he's saying here. But it adds the mystery of, he hasn't really spoken and said it. He hasn't told it outright, so it keeps her engaged. It keeps her having fun, versus the guys that say, oh, girl, you're so fine, right? This is what everyone says. Talk is cheap. Women have had so many guys just try to run words, try to run like romantic words down her throat, that they're cautious of this now. So again, I just wanted to reiterate the fact about complimenting and why I don't believe it's, a good thing for men to do, especially too often, because she'll pick up on the other things you do. And then she replied with, yeah, for sure, let's go, haha. And the reason why then I just, after like later on, I said, you should text me, Andrea, I'm bad at checking this thing, and I gave her my phone number, is This just comes with more experience, is that her little, when I said, are you going to take me with, she replied like right away. She was like waiting on my text. Yeah, for sure. Let's go. Haha. And so I just got I was like, okay, she's ready to just text me. So you don't always have to go for a phone number that early. I just did it because it's like, yeah, I could take 12 steps to get the phone number, but if I can see I can do it in the third step, I just do it. But that just comes from experience. Then she texts me, hey, Adam, it's Andrea. How's your day going? Blah, blah, blah. Again, the point is now I'm not in her phone with all the other men from Bumble messaging her. Now I'm just in her phone, just me and her in her phone. When we text then, it's just her and I versus her, I, and Chad, Tyrone, and Enrique, and Felipe, and all the other guys on her Bumble. So that's an example of why I personally get it to phone number as quick as possible. Then from there, I get it to hanging out basically in as little amount of text as possible. All part of the, if you guys have been following me for a while, you can understand my philosophy. But anyway, guys, I wanted to point that out. What do you guys think about this? The whole idea, right, of, again, the things we always talk about, men communicating too much, telling your feelings, telling how you feel, really going out of your way to call her every night, to, give her the good morning text and the good night text. Women will tell you they want that, but it's untrue. They're not attracted to that. So when you do that, you lose them, and they lose interest in you as well. So it's a lose-lose for everybody. So over-communicating, bad. Communicate less than you think. And again, mirror texting, read that. I will link to that below. You can, click the link below, download it, and give that a read. It's like, 15 pages and a couple of videos in there that will explain. And then the second part of this is complimenting, all right? Women will know. You swiped right on her. All right, she knows that you're interested. So now complimenting her is like boring. The fun is over. It's more of, if you're going to message her back, she's going to be like, okay, he's interested. That's why he's messaging me back. It's more fun that you're not telling her that you're into her. It's more fun for her that you're not telling her you like her. So over complimenting, bad idea. Women will read between the lines that you're interested just because you're replying to her and you're still, messaging her back. So you do not need to overly compliment women. That is one of the bigger mistakes that will just basically lose you all chances or designate you to the friend zone just way too early. And then it will just you will not have very much fun with women because they'll put rules on you. Don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, share the video, but definitely subscribe.